What's going on, guys? It's Clutch Plays here, and today we're going to be doing the first New York Knicks mock draft review. Basically, we're going to review / critique the picks that draft analysts have been making for the Knicks, and going over who the Knicks should select. Once everything is said and done, at the end of the video, I will give my final rankings from best to worst on how well the draft analysts did, and ranking the Knicks draft prospects from best to worst as well. The Knicks news has been very slow with the NBA suspended. However, yesterday a rumor came out saying the Knicks are seriously targeting 4 point guards with their first round pick, which include Melo Ball, Killian Hayes, Cole Anthony, and Tyrese Haliburton. Also, Leon Rose wanted to bring up Ignas Brazdeikis from the G League before the NBA was suspended, which shows that he wants to evaluate the Knicks' young talent before heading into the draft. The Clippers' first round pick, which is slated to be 27th overall, is pretty open because the Knicks could use any sort of shooting and a new young power forward, so if Ignas doesn't play too well, the Knicks could be in a position to pick another small forward. There are a whole lot of players the Knicks could take at the selection, and expect a video in the future on who the Knicks should take with the 27th pick. However, before we get into the video, we're going to get a bit real. This whole situation in the world right now is insane, and I've been lucky enough to not be affected in any substantial ways. This is why for the next month, so from March 25th to April 25th, I'll be giving all the money I make off these videos to you guys for whatever else you may need right now. You guys have given me this platform where I can basically voice my opinion about anything on the Knicks, which I am so grateful for, and now I want to return the favor. I will put up a post in exactly 3 weeks, not like a YouTube video but a written out post, where all you guys have to do is write your PayPal, Venmo, or email address, and you can add what you would use the money for if you want, but it's not mandatory. Then I'll semi-randomly pick about 10 to 20 of you guys to split the total pot at the end of the month. All I ask from you guys is that you like the upcoming videos so the YouTube algorithm will show them to more people, and if you know anyone struggling right now, try to help them out if you can. So now that we have addressed that, let's get right into the Knicks mock draft review. Number 1, Cole Anthony. Bleacher Report's draft analyst Jonathan Wasserman, NBC Sports, UpRocks, and Hoops Reference all have the Knicks selecting Cole Anthony with their 6th overall pick in the draft. The overall consensus between these draft analysts is that Cole's scoring, toughness, and leadership is something that the Knicks have been missing for the past 20 years from a point guard. Also, his ability to score was talked about a lot and how he could get scorching hot at times. Cole was playing with terrible teammates at UNC, but he still averaged 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists in 35 minutes per game. He scores very easily off the dribble, changes speeds off dribble moves very well, and can knock down jump shots. He is best when in the open court as he has the ball on a string and can get from one end to the other very quickly. Playing next to Mitch, RJ, and Kevin, who love to run the floor, would be great for his game. The most promising thing about Cole as a draft prospect, in my opinion, is that he went toe-to-toe with NBA players at the Nike Academy and showed that he could compete with some of the NBA's best as a high schooler. He has so much star potential, but most importantly, his fit with the Knicks is perfect. There are some obvious negatives like his decision-making, shot selection, and size, which is the reason why he's not ranked higher. All in all, drafting Cole Anthony deserves a B+ grade as of right now. Number 2, LaMelo Ball. The Athletic and ESPN both have the Knicks selecting LaMelo Ball with their first round pick. Jonathan Givony of ESPN says that the pairing of LaMelo Ball and RJ Barrett in the Big Apple would be very interesting. He continues to say that LaMelo would bring a new swagger to the city and turn the Knicks into a bright young team. Next, The Athletic says that the Knicks should pick LaMelo Ball because he's overperformed in Australia and has so much room to improve in the NBA. He's gotten so much better in the past 2 years, and The Athletic says that these improvements should continue. LaMelo Ball averaged 17.7 rebounds and 7 assists in 31 minutes per game in Australia as an 18-year-old. He continued to get used to the play in Australia and went on to record back-to-back triple-doubles, which is insane for a player at his age in the NBL. Also, in LaMelo's final 4 games, he averaged 24 points and 9 assists, and his team went 2-2 against great competition, which is much better than their 5-24 record. LaMelo can score, but more importantly, his passing instincts and abilities are elite, and maybe even better than his brother already. LaMelo has a great feel for the game of basketball and understands how to control the game with his pick and roll, creativity, and live dribble. The Knicks need a ball-dominant leader at the point guard position who can take the ball out of Julius Randle's hands on the perimeter, so LaMelo Ball makes perfect sense. His potential is through the roof, and the Knicks should really consider trading up for him in the draft to select him if they get screwed by the draft lottery, which we all know is probably going to happen. Overall, the LaMelo Ball selection deserves an A+ without a doubt as of right now. Number 3, Denny Advidia. Sporting News and Bleacher Report's Jake Rill both have the Knicks selecting Denny Advidia. I thought I would address this pick because there have been a few rumors swirling about Denny to the Knicks. The Knicks' glaring need is a point guard, and it is so big that if the Knicks do not select a point guard in the draft, it is basically a failure. However, Denny is a ball-dominant forward and would actually excel with the Knicks, who don't have a true point guard right now. This will also allow the Knicks to take someone like Kira Lewis Jr. with the Clippers' first-round pick, who would be great playing next to two ball-dominant players in Denny and RJ. Denny is a 6'9" small forward who's playing for one of the best international teams in Israel. He has shot the ball well from three-point range, played great defense, and most importantly, he has shown that he can be an effective player off the ball. Even though that this situation with the Knicks doesn't seem terrible and he is a pretty well-rounded prospect, drafting him with Cole Anthony, Melo Ball, or Killian Hayes on the board would be a mistake, and for that reason, this pick receives a C+ as of right now. Number 4, Tyrese Haliburton. Tankathon is the one and only mock draft that has Tyrese Haliburton going to the Knicks, and there is definitely a reason for that as well. Tyrese is a good prospect, but there is no star potential or a crazy attribute that stands out about his game. He is great to average about everything and doesn't have many areas he can significantly improve upon coming into the NBA. He can add some weight to his frame and improve his shot form maybe, but even then, that's not going to significantly improve him as a player. He binds his teammates together very well and makes everyone around him better. On top of this, Tyrese is an above average defender, passer, shooter, and finisher around the rim. However, he has a very funky shooting form that will make shooting off the dribble very hard for him, and he is very passive on the offensive side of the ball. As a prospect, I actually have Tyrese Haliburton ranked slightly higher than Cole Anthony, but Tyrese will need to be drafted to the right situation. The Knicks are not the right situation, and getting another extremely passive point guard is the last thing the Knicks need. Solely due to the fit of Tyrese on the Knicks, I would give this selection a C+. Number 5, Jaheim Ramsey. ESPN's Jonathan Givony and Sporting News both have the Knicks selecting the Texas Tech shooting guard with the Clippers' first-round pick, and go on to say that he shows some serious potential to be a great shooter in the NBA. For example, in an 8-game stretch, Ramsey averaged 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.3 steals, 1 block, and 3 made three-pointers while shooting 50% from the floor and 55% from behind the arc. In total, Ramsey shot the 3-ball at 42% and averaged 2 3-pointers per game. Ramsey is also a great defender who is great at reading the opposing offense and getting steals and deflections. He has shown the potential to be a great 3-and-D player in the NBA, which is something that every NBA team can never get enough of. However, the Knicks already have Dotson, Trier, and most importantly, our shooting guard for the future in RJ Barrett, so getting a power forward or small forward who can shoot well may be more important than a shooting guard. Jalen Smith or Sadiq Bey would both be better options, and for this reason, the selection of Jaheim Ramsey receives a B. The final rankings for the Knicks draft selections based off of the recent mock drafts are Melo Ball as the Knicks' number 1 draft prospect, Cole Anthony as the Knicks' 2nd prospect, Denny as the Knicks' 3rd draft prospect, and the final Knicks draft prospects based off of the mock drafts is Tyrese Haliburton. Before I explain this list, I am very disappointed that there is not one mock draft that I looked at that had Killian Hayes being selected by the New York Knicks. I searched all over websites, YouTube videos, and Twitter articles just to find one single one so I could talk about him in this video, but I didn't see any. Killian and Melo Ball are my 2 favorite Knicks prospects by far, and I'm still confused why people are sleeping on Killian Hayes. To continue, Tyrese Haliburton does not belong in New York, and the Knicks would be better off waiting a year to draft a point guard in the 2021 draft if their top 3 options are off the table. Other prospects like Anthony Edwards, Onyeka Okongwu, and Obi Toppin would definitely belong somewhere on this list too, but these are solely based on who the mock drafts say the Knicks will select. In the future though, the Knicks will be making many trades to open up space at the point guard position, so it's going to be interesting to see which point guard Leon Rose will want to keep. Out of DSJ, Elfrid Payton, and Frank Ntilikina, there is no doubt in my mind that I would want to keep Frank Ntilikina as a defensive specialist coming off the bench. Also, he's played great at the end of the year, and I'd like to see if he could continue playing like that. He's only 22 years old as well, so there's still so much room for him to grow. Comment down below who you guys would pick out of these players as well. Also, tell me what you guys thought about this video as a whole, and who your number 1 Knicks draft prospect is as of right now. Also, tell me what you guys thought about the players that the mock drafts have the Knicks selecting, and if you think people need to put some respect on Killian's name. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you leave a like. Now with that said, I'm out, and peace!